you hear the whispering, oh, that's Pac. You get the groupies and you get the fans, you know, screaming Tupac.
As they move through the crowd, adoring fans, however, are not the bodyguard's only concern. The famous rapper also has his share of enemies. His recent song, Hit 'Em Up, a scathing attack on fellow rapper Biggie Smalls, has stirred up anger within the hip-hop community. For Frank Alexander, it's a real concern.
And I told Pac, I go, Pac, man, what's up with that song? He was like, oh man, you heard that, man? He goes, that was off the hook, huh? He goes, they playing it everywhere. He goes, man, it's all in the clubs, man, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna hot, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Pac, dude, you're gonna need more security. I go, I'm not gonna be able to just handle you by yourself.
Alexander calls on MGM guards for additional backup. For Tupac, the man who has built a career on confrontation, the constant threat of violence is just par for the course. But back in 1990, only 6 years earlier, few had even heard of Tupac Shakur. Still down and out in Marin City, California, and desperately trying to break into the music business, he caught the eye of established Oakland rapper Shock G, who offered Tupac a gig as a dancer in his group, Digital Underground.
He saw Pac had no home to go back to, and, you know, he gave him an opportunity.
It was just the break Tupac had been waiting for. Suddenly, the teenager was circling the planet on a world tour.
Tupac had a lot of fun running around with Digital Underground. They were calling from Japan, and they were calling from London, and they were calling from Italy, and they were calling from Australia.
A natural showman, Tupac graduated from just dancing to stepping up behind the mic. The move was an immediate success.
Pac was a master at, he could take your style and do it a little bit different or a little bit better than you. And that was something. And so that's how he dealt with every situation.
Soon, Tupac had his first record deal, and in November 1991, Tupacalypse Now was released. The album featured a strong and sometimes contradictory mix of violent anthems and compassionate social commentaries about poverty, broken homes, and drug abuse.
If you look at his music, he had songs that were so negative about women and talked about them like they were just nothing. And then he had a whole series of other songs where he was putting all women, mothers and black women and all women on such a pedestal. He was a complicated guy.
In his writing, Tupac drew from his various experiences. Raised in a politically charged Black Panther home, exposed to the fine arts, and schooled on the streets.
He was a poet, you know what I mean, first. I think Pac was just so in tune with himself that he can do whatever kind of song and not feel like if people hear it, they're gonna think I'm weak.
He's a fan of himself as well. He would go, listen to what I said. Oh my God, the boy is nice. And this is how he would say it. He'd be like, oh my God, the boy is nice. Yo, Jamala, listen to this. Listen to how I kick it. And he would recite a little verse out that song. And he'd go, oh, I'm so nice. I'm so nice. I'm killing them. I'm killing them. I'd be like, Pac, he is crazy.
Since he was a kid, Tupac had also fantasized about becoming an actor. And in 1991, he made his second dream come true. He starred in the critically acclaimed film, Juice.
Juice came out. When I went to go see it, the girls were screaming. That was fly. That was some to see.
From the moment Juice came out, everybody was talking about Pac. It was just obvious that, you know, he was on the verge of something really major. That role helped him more than the music did.
He would come downstairs and he would like spread his legs apart and his arms, shake his jewelry off and everything, pull his collar up and say, I'm a legend in my own time. And I would say, Dag, Pac, man, in another 10 years, you're gonna be the most powerful man in America. He was like, yeah, watch and see, I am.
Things were looking good for Tupac. The following year, his mother, Afeni Shakur, clean and sober, re-entered his life. Once again, they were a family.
I discovered that when a child says to you, "You're my mother," when they give you authority over their lives as their parent, that they can withdraw that authority. And my children withdrew it. I didn't take it back. They gave it back to me.
But with the good came the bad. In 1992, he was arrested for allegedly attacking a limo driver. In 1993, he was charged with assaulting another rapper with a baseball bat. In another incident, he was charged with attacking film director Alan Hughes with a weapon. In Atlanta, Georgia, he was arrested, although later released, for the alleged shooting of 2 off-duty policemen. It seemed that Tupac Amaru Shakur was taking his gangsta image too far.
Well, Pac, you got to realize where he come from and his family's history with the police. And they hated Pac. They hated Tupac.
I don't know if it was that his heart was a Black Panther heart. I don't know if that was it, but Tupac just had no patience for law enforcement, and I don't know that he had respect for law enforcement. And so I think, why were the authorities mad? Because Tupac was thumbing his nose at them and worse.
Mr. Shakur, can we get a comment from you at all?
Hell no. Thug life. Thug life. Thug life. That's my comment.
What's that mean? I don't understand.
Pac always felt like he would be a statistic. But he said, if I'm going to be a statistic and America's going to thoroughly me over, I'm going to be the ultimate statistic that I can be.
In the battle between Tupac the artist and Tupac the streetwise thug, it appeared that the dark side was winning. And soon, on the streets of Vegas, on a warm summer's night, that darkness will swallow him whole. September 7th, 1996, 8:35 p.m. Tupac Shakur has just finished watching a boxing match at the MGM Grand, where his close friend, Mike Tyson, pulverized his opponent, Bruce Seldon, in less than 2 minutes. Backstage, Tupac is accompanied by Suge Knight, his manager and the owner of his record company, Death Row. With them is Tupac's security guard, Frank Alexander, and various Death Row Records associates. It's clear to everyone that Tupac Shakur is still revved up from the fight.
And he's just going off, man, 50 blows, 50, man, he knocked them out, 50 blows.
As the group enters the MGM Grand's lobby, one of Suge Knight's Death Row employees passes on a message to Tupac.
One of Suge's guys, his name is Trevon, came over and whispered in Tupac's right ear.
Trevon has spotted a man in the hotel lobby that he claims robbed him a few weeks earlier. The man is also a member of the Southside Crips, sworn rivals of another big LA gang, the Bloods, with whom Death Row is said to be affiliated. Tupac Shakur, the king of gangsta rap, decides to teach the man a lesson.
And Pac just ran up on him and